Hello everyone, you are welcome to the daily What's Best EduCreator Show. How are you doing today? Our objective is foreign test dates announcement, right? So today being Wednesday, we get to announce we get to take out one foreign test and we get to announce its test dates in year 2023, right? That's 2023, right? So that's this year, right? So our focus today is SAT, right? That's the Scholastic Assessment Test, right? So what are we going to accomplish in this session? I'm going to announce the SAT test dates and I'm going to announce SAT test locations in Nigeria. But I'm going to start with SAT test locations in Nigeria before talking about SAT test dates as a whole, right? Now let's just get into it. You can register SAT in Nigeria from anywhere, right? So do you know that you can register SAT, right, in Nigeria from anywhere? Now SAT test locations: Abuja, the FCT, right? That's the first location. You can register and sit for the SAT test in Abuja, the FCT, right? The Federal Capital Territory, right? That's the first location. Now the second location, you can register and sit for the SAT test in Anambra, right? In Anambra, right? So you can register and sit for the SAT test in Anambra, right? Now the third location is Enugu. You can sit and register for the SAT test in Enugu, right? You can register and sit for the SAT test in Enugu, right? Now the next at number 4, right? The next location is Jos. You can register and sit for the SAT test date in Jos as well. In Lagos as well, you can register and sit for the SAT test in Lagos State, right? So now let me go over it again. SAT test locations. These are locations you can register and sit for the SAT test. Now the SAT test is a standardized test, and SAT means Scholastic Assessment Test. Scholastic Assessment Test, right? SAT means Scholastic Assessment Test, right? So now let's go over the locations again. Abuja, the FCT, Anambra, Enugu, Jos, Lagos, Port Harcourt, because Port Harcourt is another location in which you can register and sit for the SAT test. Kaduna as well is another location you can register and sit for the SAT test. Benin is another location, right, in which you can register and sit for the SAT test. Kwara is another location you can register and sit for the SAT test. Ibadan and Osun, these are locations you can register and sit for the SAT test. So I'm going to go over these locations one more time. Abuja, Anambra, Enugu, Jos, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kaduna, Benin, Kwara, Ibadan, and Osun State, and Osun State, right? So our next objective is to announce the test dates and their registration deadline. So these test dates, I'm going to announce the current SAT test dates and its registration deadline, right? So you can still sit for the SAT test on May 6th, 2023. You can register and sit for the SAT test on May 6th, 2023, right? Now the registration deadline to this test, the test holding on May 6th, 2023 is April 7th 2023 is what? April 7th 2023, right? So that's it. Now let me go over it again. Here are the test dates and what? Registration deadline. May 6th 2023. Now the registration deadline to May 6th 2023 is what? April 7th 2023, right? And the other test date that the SAT is holding is what? In 2023 is what? June 3rd, right? June 3rd 2000, and that's 2023, right? 2023. Now the registration deadline to June 3rd is what? May 5th 2023. May 5th 2023. So you can see, right? So the one for the June 3rd, the registration deadline is May 5th 2023. For the test holding on May 6th, the registration deadline is what? April 7th 2023. So before we call it, before we wrap up today's session, now let me go over it again. Now here are the test dates and what? Registration deadline. Now May 6th 2023, the registration deadline is April 7th 2023. Now the SAT test is holding in May on what? May 6th 2023, and the registration deadline is what? April 7th 2023. Now the next test date is June 3rd 2023, and the registration deadline is May 5th 2023. So I want to say thank you so much to everyone. I want to say thank you so much to everyone listening. Thank you so much, right? Now let me go over the SAT test locations in Nigeria before we call it again. SAT test locations, in case you missed it: Abuja, the FCT; Anambra, Enugu; Jos, Lagos; Port Harcourt; Kaduna, Benin, Kwara, Ibadan, Osun State, right? So these are the SAT test dates and what location. So our objective has been accomplished in this session, right? So if you have you love content such as this, right, you can kindly listen to us on YouTube, right? This daily podcast show is on YouTube at what? Best EduCreator, right? At Best EduCreator. Listen, like, subscribe, and please share, right? So this way you get someone informed about the forthcoming SAT test dates, right? About the SAT test dates, so that everyone can do their registration and prepare for the SAT test, right? And also I want to bring it to your notice that you can listen to us on all audio streaming platforms, from Spotify to Anchor.fm to Google Podcasts, Amazon for podcasters, Apple. You can listen to us on all audio streaming platforms, on Google, on all audio streaming platforms. So I want to use this medium to say thank you to everyone out there, everyone supporting the movement, every one of you. I want to say thank you, right? So remember, you can as well follow us as well on Spotify, on the Spotify app. Ensure you follow our daily podcast show, because there will be a content as well tomorrow. We do this every day. It's a daily podcast show, and this is what we love doing. Best Educator, love and passion for education. Thank you so much, right? Thank you.